Hey guys, this is Ariel with my first walkthrough video ever, so I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll be breaking down how I made a mock-up of Paul's Dream from Hans Zimmer's score for Dune. So without further ado, let's listen to it. I have made some improvements to the mix and to a few dissonances that I found in the original arrangement I uploaded 5 months ago. So let's just listen to it again and then we'll break it into parts. Here we go. Perfect. So let's just do a little bit of a breakdown here. As you notice in the beginning, there's this ping sound that we get here. If we compare that with the original track, we'll notice the same like decay in the beat. Let's play the original one. So I did that by getting some delay in each of these pings, which, by the way, I created using Zebra, which is one of my favorite, or if not really my favorite, and pretty much only synth that I use in my projects nowadays. I used 4 different layers, as you can see here, just to try to get the sound of the reference, and a little bit of strings here as well, because I felt, you know, there was a little bit of that silky texture in there. All right. When the choirs come in, I use these really open chords here, which just give it this really deep, powerful sound. Let's listen to it in the reference. I want to show you guys, here's the reference. So, you know, to get my choirs to sound the same, you know, here I have this 5th D chord just rumbling through, right? For my male choir, I'm using Cinesample's Voices of War, and I believe I'm using the starter patch, the Dragonborn mix. Now let's listen to we have the alto coming in. So, you know, there's a lot of different libraries that can do this. I'm using a Dio Rula for this, but I mean, there's probably other libraries that can do a nice job with it too. Actually, that's not as nice as I would like, but it's really the only ethnic sounding library that I have for vocals. Very good. Okay, so now one of my favorite parts is actually over here in bar 17, when we have this, actually a little sooner, when we have this duduk melody, and the duduk is just such a beautiful instrument. Duduk and cellos playing together. Let's listen to them. My cello library, it's from Cinematic Studio Strings. Wonderful. I absolutely love Cinematic Studio Strings. And for the duduk, I'm using this freebie from Streza Sampling Duduk Tenor. Recently I got Ventus from Impact Soundworks, but you can use, I mean, this freebie, this does a really, really good job did a really good job for this project. So I'll leave a link below in the description. Okay, let's keep going. We get to a really interesting part here where we come to this over here. Let's listen to this part. All right. So this is the only bit in the entire piece, really, that has some kind of chordal harmony, which is interesting because we'll get to that in a little bit. But as you can see, we have the same, we have these really, really big open chords. Very, the notes are far apart from each other. We have this super low bass here, and these drones from the choir. The violins start coming in and just cutting through, and we also get very simple chords here in thirds. But because we have here the violins and the violas moving, and we have these sustained drones, we just get this very dreamlike feeling, which is Paul's dream, and I love this. For the phrases of the choirs, I'm actually using Cinesample's voxes. I find that when you mix them with other parts, they actually do a really nice job at just filling the mix. I hope to get another library soon for choir, but for now, voxes does a good job blending with other parts and other instruments, and it's it has a point, especially the phrase builder, that it's not overly strong and it's not too soft either. So I thought it was it's my only choir library, besides it's one of the very few that I have, but it does the job really well here. All right, and the main theme now. We have the main theme coming in. Here we go. Actually, let's start over here with the percussion. All right. What is something that really stands out to me about this track is, let's listen to the original just for a moment. Again, let's go back to the original reference. And I don't know exactly where it starts in the audio, but a little later. Notice how beautiful thing, we don't hear a lot of chords, and that's exactly what I wanted to show you. We're not listening to any chords whatsoever. In reality, all we have is a bass line. We have some movement in the form of an ostinato, which is here playing. And basically we get this really beautiful color through the cellos and the lead guitar synth that are playing together. Notice how the synth and the cello together add so much more depth than rather just having the synth. By the way, the synth is also, I do not have electric guitars, so I went ahead and I tried to design the sound as best I could using a simple saw wave, and Zebra has this really cool feature called comp, which kind of like gives you this harmonic richness to it, and a sideband which for me, it creates like this tremolo effect, a little distortion. Okay, then we come to the final part where we have the gliding guitars. And these guitars, they're brutal. Like, Harkonnens. Also synth design. I basically did the same thing as with the lead. And what I did was that I added a little bit of glide and legato to them. And an extra oscillator, because I just wanted a little bit, of that extra crunch and depth to it. So here it goes. Let's listen to the original track again for reference. All right, so that's basically it. It's a very simple piece, and that's kind of like my insight that I want to share with you from this. I used a few extra things to add just a little bit more depth to the chords. Using these from Spitfire Audio Epic Brass and Woodwinds. It's $29 library. And it has this distort patch, and it just gives this really like distorted low sound that I think was great to just add some crunch to that bass. Now notice how when the piece gets bigger, and the gliding guitars are just coming through for the final round. Notice how instead of just 2 octaves, I'm using 3. And that's because I want to give my piece a bigger sound. So that is one of the key takeaways that I'm going to mention for what I learned from recreating this piece. And is that if you want to get that huge sound in your orchestrations, you can do it sometimes through chordal harmony, but this is another way of getting to that. Use octaves, because octaves and melody, really, we have only a melody here, we have a counter melody going on here, and then a little bit of a rhythmic pattern, the ostinato, and then those really powerful bass notes, which are being carried by the basses and the cellos. So I hope this insight benefits you. Let's play this part of the piece just one more time, and let's compare it with the original, just the final part. And that's it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like so more people can see it. And please let me know in the comments below what other track you would like to see a breakdown of. Thank you so much, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video till the end, and please let me know what you thought about it. All right, guys, take care and have a good night.